Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Bipolar Talks, the space where we explore mental health with patience, compassion, and a mindful curiosity that invites us to slow down and really understand what's happening inside our minds and bodies. I want to take a moment before we begin to remind you, if you find value in this conversation, if you feel that these words resonate with your own experiences, or if you believe they might help someone you care about, please take just a few seconds to like this episode, leave a thoughtful comment sharing your perspective, subscribe so you don't miss future discussions, and share it with a friend or a group who could benefit. Every click, every share, every conversation you start from these ideas helps us build a community of awareness and support that reaches far beyond this single episode. Today, we are going to explore something truly powerful. Something that shapes the way we move through our daily lives, the choices we make, and even the way our bodies function. And that is learning how to turn off the body's fear response and create a deep, steady, and mindful sense of safety. We'll talk about those moments when your mind is certain that danger is near, but your reality tells a very different story. And I'm going to walk you through how to calmly, but firmly, answer your brain's alarms with the truth. I'm safe right now. As you listen, I invite you to think about your own moments of sudden panic or worry, and notice whether they came from real danger or from an imagined threat. So let me ask you, are you ready to discover how your mind can sometimes trick your body, and how you can gently but powerfully take back control over that reaction?
Recognizing perceive de danger.
One of the first steps in reclaiming a sense of peace is learning to recognize the difference between real danger, the kind that requires immediate action for your survival, and perceived danger, which is when your mind sets off an alarm even though the actual situation is safe. Perceived danger can be triggered by thoughts, memories, news stories, or even by small inconveniences that your brain mistakenly treats as threats. Today, you will learn specific ways to quiet your nervous system when this happens, and together, we'll walk through practical exercises that can help you not just think about safety, but actually feel it in your body when it's real. I want to emphasize, this isn't about memorizing ideas. It's about experiencing the shift that comes when you truly notice you're safe. Have you ever caught yourself reacting as if you were in danger, only to realize afterward that the threat existed only in your imagination? A mindful safety experiment. Let's begin with a simple, but powerful experiment from the worry solution. I'd like you to sit somewhere you feel comfortable, somewhere that feels safe enough for you to close your eyes without worry. Now take a slow breath, close your eyes, and imagine scanning your body from head to toe, as if your awareness were a beam of light moving slowly over each muscle and joint. Notice any areas that feel tight or tense, and rate the overall level of tension on a scale from 0, no tension at all, to 10, maximum tension you can stand. Now, with your eyes still closed, picture yourself camping deep in the woods. It's the middle of the night, and you wake up needing to use the bathroom. You quietly pull on some clothes and step outside, careful not to disturb anyone sleeping nearby. The darkness is absolute, no moonlight, no distant street lamps, just an endless black. You search for a flat spot, take care of what you need to, and then turn to walk back. The silence is heavy, and the shadows seem endless. After walking for what feels like too long, you start to worry that you're lost. The cold presses in and you call out softly, but no one answers. You call louder, still no answer. Suddenly, the background hum of forest life stops. From the bushes ahead, you hear something large moving toward you. Pause for a moment. Without opening your eyes, scan your body again. Where's your tension now on that scale from 0 to 10? Do you feel it in your chest, your stomach, your shoulders? Now imagine that the sound in the bushes is not a wild animal at all. It's your best friend calling your name. The fear melts into relief. Notice, does your tension vanish instantly, or does your body take a while to catch up with the truth? This experiment reveals something important. Your imagination alone can trigger the same physical fear response you would have if the threat were real. Your heart rate can spike, your muscles can tighten, your body can release adrenaline, all without a single actual danger present. Isn't it interesting how your mind can make your body live a story that's not even happening? The trap of future-based fear. When someone asks you, "Are you safe right now?" Your brain might skip over the present and jump straight into the future, imagining earthquakes, car accidents, illnesses, or other disasters. But this question is about now, not later. This is where anxiety so often begins. The mind convinces the body it's in danger, even when it's not, and our bodies respond with stress as if the danger were right here in the moment. Humans are especially good at this because our brains can imagine the future so vividly that our bodies react to it as though it were reality. Have you noticed how much of your stress comes from rehearsing disasters that haven't even happened yet, and might never happen at all? Why chronic stress doesn't protect you? It's natural to believe that staying on high alert keeps us safe, but here's the truth. Chronic stress does not protect you. In fact, staying in a state of constant tension can weaken your immune system, cloud your decision-making, and drain your energy. It can even make you less effective if a real emergency does occur, because your body is already exhausted from living in that heightened state. Calm, intentional action, not panic, is what truly helps us respond wisely to challenges. If calmness could actually make you safer and stronger, how would that change the way you handle stressful situations? Finding your stress triggers. One of the most important things you can do for your emotional health is to become curious about what actually sets off your stress response. I want you to take about 3 minutes. Yes, actually pause this podcast if you can, and write down everything that comes to mind when you think about your current sources of stress. This could be situations, people, tasks, or even thoughts that repeatedly pull you into worry or tension. Once you've made your list, look at each item and ask yourself this question. How do I see this as a threat to my safety? Often, what you'll find is that the situation itself is not physically dangerous. It's the meaning or story you attach to it that makes it feel threatening. For example, maybe your boss gives you feedback that you weren't expecting. The moment you hear it, your stomach twists, and a flood of what-ifs rush into your mind. Your inner dialogue might sound something like, what if I lose my job because of this? What if I can't pay my bills? What if I end up homeless? In just a few seconds, your mind has created a chain of events that takes you from a single comment to imagining your entire survival at risk. And while it's normal for the mind to jump ahead, it's important to notice when it's creating a survival story that's not actually real. When you think about the stressors in your life, how many of them truly endanger your life? And how many just feel like they do because of the story your mind is telling? The hidden power of interpretation. Every stressful moment in our lives contains 3 parts. The situation itself, our interpretation of that situation, and our emotional and physical response. Most of us are so used to our automatic thoughts that we skip right over the middle step, the interpretation, and focus only on the event and how it made us feel. But that middle step is where the real power lies. If you can catch the interpretation as it's forming, you can change the entire chain reaction. Let's say you're working from home during a busy day, and your children are being particularly loud, laughing, shouting, maybe arguing in the next room. Without realizing it, your mind interprets that noise as a direct threat to your ability to focus and get your work done. From there, it spirals. If I can't work, I can't make money. If I can't make money, I can't feed my family. If I can't feed my family. And before you know it, your nervous system has reacted as if your life were in immediate danger, even though all that's happened is that the living room got a bit noisy. What if the next time you felt stressed, you paused long enough to ask yourself, what story am I telling about this situation? How might that change your reaction? Why rejection feels so threatening? The same thing happens with social rejection. Imagine you're part of a group, at work, school, or in your circle of friends, and you notice you're being left out of plans or conversations. For many people, this triggers strong feelings of sadness, fear, or even jealousy. On the surface, this might seem like an overreaction, but our brains are wired to see social exclusion as dangerous. In ancient times, being rejected by your tribe could mean losing the protection, resources, and companionship you needed to survive. Your deep brain hasn't forgotten that. So when you feel excluded now, your body may react as if you've been left alone in the wilderness, even if the reality is that your friends just forgot to invite you to coffee. Can you think of a recent moment when your reaction was intense, but the actual situation was much safer than your body made it feel? Naming the danger response. There's a simple but powerful tool that can help you take back control when this happens. Name the danger response. When you realize you're reacting as though your life were in danger, pause and say to yourself, either in your mind or out loud, "This feels dangerous, but I am safe." Those few words are like turning on a light in a dark room. They help your mind see reality more clearly. They create a bridge between perceived danger and actual safety. Over time, this habit can retrain your nervous system to calm down faster. Think of it as giving your body a gentle but confident signal. We're okay. We can relax now. This doesn't mean you ignore problems, it means you see them for what they are, and you stop your body from reacting to them as if they were life or death threats. How might your day change if every time you felt your heart race, you paused and told yourself, "This feels dangerous, but I am safe"? Two states of the nervous system. Your body is designed with two main operating modes. The first is the sympathetic state, often called the fight, flight, or freeze response, which prepares you to handle immediate danger. The second is the parasympathetic state, also known as the rest and digest mode, which allows your body to heal, restore energy, and function smoothly. When you live mostly in the sympathetic state, constantly scanning for danger, your body can become worn down, and your mind can grow restless and reactive. But when you intentionally spend more time in the parasympathetic state, you train your system to return to calm more quickly, even after stress. You can do this by reframing your thoughts to see situations more accurately, practicing physical calming techniques like slow breathing or stretching, and taking real-world action when it's genuinely needed. If you could spend more of your life in the rest and digest mode, what small steps could you start taking today to make that possible? When danger is real, we also need to be honest about situations where danger is not imagined but real. If you are in an abusive relationship, facing a serious health crisis, or in a situation where your life or safety is truly threatened, telling yourself, "I am safe," is not helpful, because it's not true. In these cases, the path to safety comes from action, removing yourself from harm, seeking help, and putting protections in place. Calming your body in these moments can still help you think more clearly and make wiser decisions, but the first priority is always to address the real danger itself. Have you ever been in a situation where staying calm in the middle of real danger helped you take the right steps to protect yourself? Training your mind for safety. For most of us, the majority of our stress comes from perceived threats rather than real ones. By learning to question your thoughts, name the danger response, and practice the feeling of safety in your body, you begin to strengthen your parasympathetic nervous system just like you would strengthen a muscle. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to shift from fear to calm. 2 gentle practices you can try are: 1. Draw safety. Create an image, even a simple sketch, of a place, person, or symbol that feels safe to you. 2. List safe things. Write down people, places, activities, or even scents and sounds that bring you comfort and security. Just as imagining danger can send your body into panic, imagining safety can guide it into peace. This isn't about pretending bad things don't exist. It's about remembering that right here, in this present moment, you are okay. What's one safe image or memory you could call to mind right now that would help your body feel at ease? If this conversation on mindful safety and calming the fear response has been meaningful for you, I invite you once more to like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who might need it. Your support helps keep these discussions alive and allows more people to access tools that can genuinely improve their mental and emotional well-being. And as always, remember, this episode of Bipolar Talks is for informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice. Please continue to consult with qualified experts for your personal mental health needs and take steps towards safety, both emotional and physical, whenever you need them.